You hear me, but do you feel me though? Hi soul family, God bless you. Thank you for tuning into this video. I just wanted to say hello to all the gods and goddesses, the kings and queens, my soul sisters and soul brothers who happened to open this video today. Today I want to give you 7 signs of why being underestimated and moving in silence is actually beneficial. Sign number 7, why being underestimated and moving in silence is beneficial for you. It's simply the art of becoming unbothered and knowing that everything that's been done in the dark will eventually come to light. Trust yourself, trust God, trust the universe, that everything is working in your favor. Just like Romans 8:31, if God is for us, who is against us? Sign number 6, why being underestimated and moving in silence is beneficial for you is that change simply begins within you and never without. I've never met anybody who can change somebody else. You have to first come to awareness that you want to change something about yourself and accept whatever it is that you are willing to change about yourself. And you have to also make the decision to want to change yourself, because you're not going to change if you don't want to. You can't force anybody to change for you in general. And I don't think you like it when other people try to make you change yourself just so that you can fit into whatever perception it is that they have of you, or whatever perception it is that they want of you to become. Whenever somebody tries to change you, it means that they never really accepted you for who you really are. And be mindful that God's love is unconditional. He loves you. He doesn't love you under condition. His love is very, very unconditional. And it's actually very hard for us as humans to love others unconditionally, because we can barely love ourselves unconditionally. And we tend to have conditions as to how we can love one another. But be mindful that you are perfect in God's eyes, and you're perfect, and you were created perfect in God's image. And nobody can take that from you, honestly speaking. Be mindful that prayers and affirmations work only if you do. And that's why you have to always be mindful to be in complete alignment with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into your reality. But just be mindful that it all begins within you. It has always been inside of you. Sign number 5 of why being underestimated and moving in silence is actually beneficial for you in the long run. It's simply that when you learn to completely, fully be yourself, and be mindful that when you're being yourself, society is going to try to constantly mold you into being whatever it is that they want you to be. And it's easy to become a social norm and conform to society, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we learn by watching each other. But it is important to be yourself, and it's going to be very, very hard to be yourself, because sometimes you have to find yourself. And just be mindful that not everybody who's lost, not everybody who wanders is lost. Sometimes you need to lose yourself in order to find yourself, and it's okay to lose yourself, because you're going to lose yourself over and over and time again in life, because this is a lifelong journey and you're never going to be at your highest peak or your fullest potential. But be mindful that when you learn to be comfortable in your own skin and be yourself without worrying about how the outside world views you, you will eventually attract real people to you. You will eventually attract your soul tribe to you. You will eventually attract people who love you for you and not for this fake persona who you portray yourself to be. Because at the end of the day, why try to be like somebody else, and why try to mold yourself to fit into a crowd when you're not really going to be accepted by them? And be mindful that everything in life is temporary, so YOLO. Sign number 4, why being underestimated and moving in silence is actually beneficial for you, is simply that when you understand that you have pure intentions behind your choices and the decisions that you make and your actions, the universe and God will always support you. Be mindful that your decisions and your actions don't just affect you, but they also affect everyone else around you. And that's why it's important to think before you act and think before you speak. And a lot of people sometimes don't think before they act and think before they speak. It's usually like action reaction. And it's important to know to sit with yourself and take the time to be still, because being still is very, very important in life. And learn to live from your heart space, because love is a very, very, very high frequency to vibe on, and love is alchemy. You can create love. Love is creative energy, and love is very powerful. And we all have love inside of us, and you then do not need to be perfect in order to feel like you are deserving of love, because we're all deserving of love. We're all human beings after all. And like I was saying, it's important to have good intentions behind your actions, because the universe always pays attention to the intention behind whatever it is or whatever energy it is that you're emitting out. And I think it was Oprah Winfrey. I think I was watching like one of her interviews or talk shows, and she was talking about how whatever you do in life, if you have good and pure intentions behind it, the universe will always support you. Honestly, God will always support you to help manifest whatever it is that you're doing, because it's only going to be beneficial to the collective and the community. Sign number 3, why being underestimated and moving in silence is beneficial, is that the less that people know, the better. A private life is a happy life. I'm sure you've heard that before. Whatever people don't know, they can't destroy. And that's why people always say that it's important to keep your love life private, your income private, your dreams private, and whatever that's important to you private, because sometimes people will try to destroy what's most important. Number 2 is why being underestimated and moving in silence is actually beneficial. Is when your passion includes yourself, there's no reason why you can't win and become successful. And usually when you learn to find your purpose and find your passion is paying attention to what really feels good, paying attention to your talents, what you're naturally good at, paying attention to your gift. And when you put all of those three things together, usually when you have a gift and you find your gift and it includes yourself, and you learn to mold or create something out of that, it is important for you to send it back to the universe. Because usually when you have a gift or a natural talent and something that you're really good at and really passionate about, there's no reason why you should hold it in. It is important to give freely, because the universe will always take note of that, and people will appreciate it eventually. And last but not least, sign number 1, why being underestimated and moving in silence is actually beneficial for you, is that you learn to prove yourself right to yourself. There's nothing to prove to anybody outside of you. Instead of trying to prove somebody wrong, learn to prove yourself right. Learn to live for you. Because after all, you do need to deal with yourself for the rest of your life. And what's the point of living someone else's life or trying to live someone else's life? Like God said, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, please do. Please tag a friend, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.